Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Nice to have you all after the long break, winter break, and Happy New Year to all of you. So today we will continue our discussion on the topic that is break the bondage. It is based on Bhajagovindam, and we saw the first verse in this, where Shankaracharya, the great visionary, had informed us that through his first verse, knowledge is of two types: the binding knowledge and the knowledge that gives us freedom. No doubt we are pursuing day in and day out knowledge that will give us a professional skill, that can give us this know-how of things, skills to make our life a living, make us earn some money. No doubt that is a very important part of our life. We need to do that. But at the same time, one should not misconstrue that alone is sufficient. We as human beings born with certain faculties, we are capable of more things than just make a living. So that's why Shankaracharya writes in another text called Vivek Chudamani that human birth is a very rare one. It is very rare because compared to all other living beings, humans have got greater choices, ability to make changes, and also look for freedom, which is not found in all other life forms. So if we take that into consideration seriously, then he says don't waste too much time in just gaining material things, because human birth is meant for a greater purpose. That's why in the next verse, based upon the same thought process, he says, as we read here, Mudajahi danagama trishnam kurusat buddhim manasi vitrishnam yallabase nija karmopatam vittam tena vinodaya chittam bhajagovindam govindam bhaja mudamate. These reason why he gives spiritual knowledge as important is, he says that what will help you meet death is not any other knowledge of the worldly thing. You may be a great medical practitioner, you may be a doctor, you might be a lawyer, you may be a professional, you may be a great high-tech in engineering, whatever. But can you face death with a smile? Can you meet old age with a smile? Can you meet uncertainties of a life with a smile? Is it possible? It is not just an adjustment in your mind, positive thinking and all those things. Last time also we saw that it is not just a superficial adjustment that you make in your mind or just suggest to your mind, oh, when it comes to such situations in life, I will just smile at it. Or when it comes to sorrows of my life, I'll just smile away. It is not some kind of an adjustment that you make in your mind. It is not that. It has a deeper significance. Just like if you see a ship in the middle of the sea, even though you see only a part of the ship which is there, what you can see. But if you look below the water, the depth of that ship, what's called keel. It's called keel, right? The anchor and the keel. The anchor or the bottom portion of the ship is much more deeper than what you see above. You might have seen the cruises. 7th floor, 8th floor cruises, huge ones. But below the water, it is much, much more deeper than how much it is taller that we can see on the top. Which means what? The deeper you are, stronger you can meet the waves of life. In an ocean, when the ship is going, please, can you switch off the mic, please? One of them is...
you can also mute it somewhere.
Where? Yeah, not that. This one. No, that's not. Okay. So, if it is one is traveling in a ship, one will realize that how steady the ship is while traveling, and that steadiness comes because of the deeper, how deeper the ship has been launched or the anchored. So, in the same way, the deeper our understanding, stronger will be us in facing uncertainties of life. If we are shallow, we will be toppled very easily. So, that knowledge one should learn, which will make you stronger to face any kind of situation in your life. The worst that you can face in your life, you'll be facing, all of us will be facing in life, is death. That's why he says, Nahi nahi rakshati dukrin karane samprapte sannihite kale. When the appointed time to leave this physical world comes, what will help you? That knowledge is what one should pursue. So then one will ask, then how do I live in this world? Because I have to feed myself, I have to take care of my family, I need to take care of my profession. What about those things? Should I not do? So here, that is why in the second verse is, Hey fool, give up thirst to possess wealth, create in your mind devoid of passions, thoughts of the reality, with whatever get as a reward of the past, entertain your mind, be content. Trying to possess wealth. If you look at what we need, is very, very minimum. But what we greed is endless. There is a big difference between need and greed. Every day, how much you can eat, how many dresses you can wear, how much you can, own, how many things that you enjoy at the same time, how long you can enjoy anything. Ice cream, what one you can eat, not all the whole shop you cannot eat. So if you look at it, really speaking, the need is very less, but greed is enormous, endless. So by contentment does not mean get away from things, get rid of all these things. No. Create your own balance or create your own need chart. What is that I need? And you will realize that your needs are very, very simple. Food, clothing, shelter. I'm not saying that you should only work for that much. You definitely have to bring out all your skills in your work. All that you can do it. But not for greed. There are people who have very successful businesses and still they're not greedy. When people ask them, so why are you working so hard? Such people would say, I'm working hard so that others will benefit out of what I do. There are people who are depending upon me. There are families that are depending upon me. I am able to provide them food. My company can provide them food. They are secure. They have a family. They can benefit out of what I do. So therefore, no one should stop working. But what purpose for which you are doing must be clearly realized. So you are studying in your universities. You are going through so many various programs. Some of them are pursuing medicine. Some of them are pursuing engineering. Some of them are pursuing business. All right. But this scope must be very clear. Your goal or the aim should be very clear. My needs are limited, but I can work unlimited. Because I'm not working for myself. Right? If that broad-minded is there, then you are opening up. Our Gurudev used to say, a flower doesn't open up suddenly. It opens up slowly. If you look at it carefully, it opens up very, very slowly. A lotus or a rose or any flower, it opens up very slowly. So also our spiritual growth, it can never be sudden. It happens because of that maturity that we get in our thinking. Slowly we open up to a new understanding. And that has to happen very early part of your life. Otherwise, what happens when certain times, certain comforts, certain habits we get used to, afterwards you cannot come out of it. And because I need these things becomes a habit. Once a particular way of life becomes a habit, you will never be able to come out and look at it whether I need it or not. It's like any other habit. After some time, you think that you cannot live without it. But before such a strong grooves of habits takes place in your mind, be an observer and watch what exactly I need. In everyday life, what is that I need for myself? And you realize that your needs are not that many. You can live a very simple life. Our Gurudev always would say, simple living, high thinking. That should be the motto of any intelligent person. You look at anybody who has really excelled in their lives are very simple. So here, hey Muda, O fool, jahihi, give up. Dana agama trishnam, the thirst to possess wealth. The more you hoard, more insecure you become. Many people think, oh, if I have a lot of money in the bank, I'm very secure. Actually, it is not. When you have a lot of money in the bank, you do not know what to do with that. Or sometimes, oh, if the bank just dissolves, what will I do? Or some people put in investment and they're in constant trouble about that. Oh my God, what all this company is doing, how that company is doing. This money I put it there, that money I put it there, this place I put it there, this money I gave to this person. Mind becomes such a terrible enemy to you because you are so worried about the money that you have already invested in so many places. So, as much as possible, do not have that possessiveness of the wealth. As Mahatma Gandhi beautifully said, become a trustee of your wealth, not owner of your wealth. A trustee can never own the wealth. A trustee is entrusted that money, meaning it is not his. It is not mine. It is for me to make best use of it for others. That is what is called trustees for. So never become the owner of wealth. Be a trustee. So, Dana Agama Trishnam Jahihi. Give up that possessiveness about your wealth. So, here wealth does not include only the money. It is all kind of things that we think that we can possess. All, it includes everything. And it's a house or the people or the friends and money included and everything. Including, and later on you will say, even your own youthfulness, etc. They are also a kind of assets to you. And they are also not going to stay there for a long time with you. So when they are there, make use of it, make it as much useful to as many people as possible around you. So Dana Agama Trishnam Jahihi Kurusad Buddhim Manasi Trishnam. When make the mind without too much of attachment, detached mind, keep your mind available for something higher to think about. Nija Buddhi or Sad Buddhi. So that is the reason why once in a while we need to take stock of things and look at where exactly my mind can find peace. Where exactly my mind can remain calm. Somewhere I read today only that one person was sitting and doing a prayer. So someone else come and asked, "Hey, what are you doing?" He said, I'm listening. You're listening? Yeah, I'm listening to God. Oh, so what is he doing? He is listening to me. So I am listening to God. God is listening to me. That is considered as a highest form of prayer. There are 4 levels of prayers, it is said. First level of prayer is you talk, Lord listens. Second level is he talks, you listen. Third level is you also listen, he also listens. The fourth level is both of us are silent. God as well as you. That is called Samadhi. So that is considered as the highest form of meditation. So have we developed our mind to listen to ourselves? Listen to ourselves means our own inner self. Most of the time we are blabbering and talking constantly, and therefore, we cannot move forward if we don't listen. So once in a while we must become quiet, allow the Lord to speak. That is called Sadbuddhi. You understand? Sadbuddhi means mind ready to become quiet for the Lord to talk to you. Listen to Him. Like when you go for a walk, or when you go and sit in a park or some place, very beautiful nature. So when you sit down alone, when you sit down for just a few minutes or maybe half an hour a day, just for example, what you should do is just allow your mind to just be open and listen. There may be birds chirping, there may be leaves rustling, and then wind slowly, and the distance there may be some other sound, and so many other. So what happens is the mind becomes subtle. The subtler the mind, deeper it's thinking. So how do you create Sadbuddhi? Not just reading many books, etc. You can go to the library and take so many books and read. But when do we allow the mind to start practicing? So practicing is very simple. Once you are convinced, practicing is very simple. So let the mind be quiet and start listening. And you will find so many things you have never heard or never seen, you will start seeing it. Our mind is so busy with so many other things. I want to do this, I want to do this, and mind is constantly on the run. We don't even appreciate what is around us. Keep it next to me, please. So, It is, our mind is thus busy, we are not able to listen to simple things. So let the mind become quiet, and we must practice this. So when he says Kuru Sad Buddhim, it does not mean read more books. Be available. Because according to our Vedanta, the Lord whom we are worshipping in a temple, or God whom we want to reach, is already there. It's already within us. Only thing is we are not available. We are busy with so many things. So we must consciously make an attempt to make ourselves available to us. Kuru Sad Buddhim, and that mind which has no other prior engagement alone is possible to do this. That's why Manasi Vitrishnam Kuru. Let the mind be not thinking about what to possess more, what to do more. Keep your mind available so that you are able to listen to the Lord's voice within. And Illabase nija karmo patam vittam tena vinodaya chittam. So in here it should be properly interpreted. Yallabase, whatever you get, nija karma upatam, swakarma upatam. With your own work, whatever you get, with your own personal exertion, with your own effort, what you get, that you enjoy. Nobody should stop enjoying life. But what you have worked hard, spent your time, spend your energy, out of which whatever you have earned, your own, with that, chittam vinodaya, make yourself available to that and experience life. In other words, don't have greed over others' wealth. Don't try to compete with somebody else. Don't have jealousy over somebody else's wealth. Your own wealth, of course, you should be ready to enjoy it. There is nothing wrong with that. In another deeper meaning is, whatever is the product of your past karma, just go through that. Nija karma, swakarma, purva karma. Whatever karma actions that is done on the past, which brings in certain situations in your life, don't complain. Don't complain about why the world is like this, why things are happening to you like this. Because see, not all people or all situations are favorable to us. Certain times people don't behave the way we want. Certain times things may not happen the way you want. Understand that is according to my purva karma, according to what I need to go through. Let me go through that. See, what you can make a change, you should make a change. Not that you should become doormat, whatever happens, all prarabdha, all because of the past destiny, I have nothing to do, I am depressed, nobody wants me, no, not that. What you can do, the change, you should do. But what you cannot, don't complain. This way, the mind is at rest, at peace. Not to feel bad about yourself, not to blame anybody, not to blame the world. So let the life unfold in front of you. Face it with cheerfulness. What you can change, please do the change. What you cannot change, go on accepting it. And never then complain about what is happening. Move ahead. Charaivedi, Charaivedi. This is what the Upanishads and Vedas say. Keep going, keep going. Don't get stopped. It's like a running water is always fresh. A stagnant water is always filthy. All the worms and unwanted growth will happen only in a stagnant water. In a running water, there is no unwanted growth because it's constantly fresh. So should be our mind. Never get stagnant. Keep moving. As you are a youth, and therefore there should not be any stagnation. No, not a single day you say, I'm done. I'm done with the world. I have no more interest to live in this world. This kind of dejection should happen in your life. Because every day something new can be done. Every day something greater can be achieved by your own personal effort. So do not ever get stagnated. And our stagnation is because we regret ourselves, we feel bad about what we have done, or feel bad about what others have done to ourselves, or what wrong things that are happening to our life. So we get stagnated by that. So keep going, keep moving, keep doing. Let's what is that? Nike. Just do it. Keep doing it. So here this second verse therefore says very clearly, be content, don't be greedy, whatever you need, work for it and enjoy the benefit of your own action. Do not have an eye over somebody else's wealth, number one. Secondly, whatever the actions of the past have brought you as today's circumstance and situations, face it. If you can change it, change it. If you can't change it, don't complain it. Take it on your stride, keep moving. This is the advice he gives. Vittam tena vinodaya chittam. Keep your mind, get going with this kind of the right attitude. Alright. Let me pause for a while if you have any questions and then we will take it up the next one. Anybody has any question?
Type it also.
If you can type. Anybody has any question? Yes. Sariom Swamiji Vishwadeva Dave. Vishwadave. Okay, go ahead. Question. I don't want to go to the next one because it's a new topic. That's the reason. Can you please give more tips on how to quiet the mind? Good. So there are many ways to quieten the mind. One is to go to sleep. Go to sleep. And I'm not suggesting that to you now. Or somebody came to me and said, Swamiji, I am unable to sleep also. What do I do? I said, I'll give you my Vedanta tapes. Just listen to it. You'll definitely sleep. Now, that is not the suggestion again. See, our Gurudev used to say, mind is just a flow of thoughts. Correct? Quietening the mind means reducing the thoughts. Simple that. As simple as that. Don't try to control it. Controlling means it will start agitated. And it will try to work against you. The more you try to control, anybody even in this world, you try to control that person, see what happens. That person doesn't like it. Even if your own, let us say, once you are married, the children also, you control when they are very young. After some time, they will ask, why are you doing this to me? Even the dog doesn't want to be controlled for too long. Nothing wants to be controlled. So your mind is no exception. It won't listen to your control. So therefore, we must understand what makes the mind. So as Gurudev said, it's just a flow. So the flow of thoughts need to be controlled. Control means reduce the flow. So our great masters of the past have said, the one simple method of reducing the flow of thought, to find out what is that which is connected to the thought. And our Ramana Maharshi, great master, said, breathing and mind are connected. The breathing and thinking are connected. They are of two powers we have, breathing and thinking. So he said, if you control the breath, you can control the thinking. Or when you start breathing, your thought flow will reduce. So that is why there are suggestions about conscious breathing, awareful breathing, watching your breath, etc. So that also is a very simple method of bringing the number of thoughts down in your mind. So when you want to really quieten the mind, then of course you have to sit in one place, and then if possible, close your eyes, or if you think that is you will go to sleep, if you do that. So keep your eyes open, doesn't matter, but become conscious of your breathing and slow down your breathing. And you will find as you slow down your breathing, your mind also becoming calmer. So that is one method. Another method which they have said is, let the mind get occupied to one thing and not too many things. Because when you occupy in too many things, too many thoughts would come. So the method that they have said is, take the name of the Lord, chant it loudly, listen to your own chanting, and keep focused on this chanting only. Listen to the sound. Or if you have the form of the Lord in front of you, focus on the form of the Lord, chant the name of the Lord, let the mind be focused on one thing, and thereby the number of thoughts in your mind gets reduced. That is another method. There are some people who may use music as a method. Listen to the music, very soothing, calm music. By focusing on the music that you're listening, the mind becomes calm. Or chanting the Vedic mantras, that also equally are powerful. Listen to the chanting and then focus on the very sound. And you, if you know the chanting, you also do that. And that thereby your mind is one-pointed. That also will calm the mind. In other words, don't go for external substance to control your mind. Once you start using external substance to control your mind, you become addicted to that. And that's what happens to any addiction. People who are not able to control their mind, too much of thoughts, too much of disturbance, they either go for smoking or drinking, and then they become so addicted to it, without that they cannot ever quieten the mind. And even on a daily basis, they would need it. So that is dangerous. Is that clear, Vishwa? Anybody else has question? Okay. Anybody else has question? Rubini, you asked some question, I remember. So that was, okay, Shivang Vaishnav from San Jose. Hari Om. No, Shivang. Okay. So you have got, okay. Once Swami Dhirananda told me that there is two sources of being consciousness, listening and hearing. Okay. Hearing may be momentary while listening lasts longer. Can you give your suggestion on how to listen and then practice effectively what we listened? So, hearing is mindless listening. When you say listen, it is like seeing and looking. You see everything, but when you look at something or somebody, you are paying attention. So that's why they say, don't see, look here. Meaning, pay attention on what you are seeing. Similarly, hearing is in general. Listening is with attention. So that is why he made the difference, listening and hearing. Hearing may be momentary and listening lasts longer. Listening is done with attention, with your mind fully available, and thereby listening will be lasting longer in your understanding. So that is the difference which I understand what he was talking about. And to listen, your mind needs to be quiet. I usually give this example. Listen, L-I-S-T-E-N, if you rejumble the word, it will become silent. If only when the mind is silent, you can listen. Is that clear? So when you listen with the mind attentively, then what you hear will be more deeper. All right. Anybody else before we go to the next verse? Okay, thank you. Next person, anybody? Questions? All right. Can we go to the next one? All right. So nobody has asked question. We'll go to the next verse. See, next verse is a very important one for your stage. Attraction to opposite sex is unavoidable. We are all basically human, animal. And animal instincts are there. You cannot avoid that. So Shankaracharya is making a point here. Please be aware of this instinct that is there in you. Now therefore, now you look at it, please understand he is talking with the background saying that he is talking to a male. Okay. So therefore he talks about the attraction towards female. It applies both vice versa. Okay. So therefore, do not say, oh, Shankaracharya is only talking about women. No, it's not like that. Because he's talking to a male, so he is talking about how the opposite sex attraction is there and how to handle that. Alright. Naristanabhara nabhidesham drishtva maga mohavesham etan mam savasadi vikaram manasi vichintaya varam varam bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudhamate samprapte sannihite kale nahi nahi rakshati dukrin karane. Here he says that the attraction to the opposite sex is natural for every living being, not only human. All procreation takes place because of that instinct only. And it should not be condemned. It's very important to note that. Because the creation has a purpose. Creation is not a haphazard, chaotic thing. Gurudev used to say, it's not a chaos, it is a cosmos. It has a purpose, it has a reason, it has a logic, it has a very goal. And procreation is a important aspect of this worldly existence. Alright? Now therefore here he says, when you are in the stage of a brahmachari or in a stage of a student, one must recognize there are priorities. Let us say you are going to work, and when you are given a particular profile, this is what you need to do. If you want to do anything else, that will be after you finishing your given work, correct? If you want to help someone, if you want to do some other thing, only after you finish what work is given to you, after that only you can go for anything else. Let's say you are going to the mall for a particular buying something. You go to the grocery shop for buying something. And when you are going there, there are so many other things are also there on sale, on this and that. But if you have a list in front of you, okay, these are the things I have to get for tomorrow, for some party which is you are having this weekend, or you are to get going for cooking your meal. Next meal you have to get your grocery. So you have a list. So first finish what needs to be bought first, and then if you have a time, if you have the money, then obviously you can go for something else, something on sale, something extra that you want to buy, something which you don't need immediately. So we have to realize at the stage of being a student, the primary objective of studenthood is to study. Nothing else matters at that point. If you have time beyond and above your finishing your project and this and that, then you have time for everything else. But I'm sure people are going through that. You have no time for anything else. If your focus is on getting best out of your studenthood when you are there, do that. Because anyway, you are going to go to the next level. Whether you like it or not. After 10 years or 15 years, your parents are not going to leave you anyway. So, you are going to the next stage. And there, you have to get into the family thing only. What else? At that time, you cannot say to your wife, I'm studying. How do you mean studying? Study me. You cannot at that time say that I want to study. What do you mean to study? So, then you will have no steady family. So if you are saying study. So anything anyways will be there. So what Shankaracharya says is that at your stage, let your mind not get distracted by the attractions of the opposite sex. Please understand that point. Later on, it will be there anyway. Now, let us look at it. Shankaracharya's approach is that you cannot just say, don't do it. You tell anybody younger, your own brother, younger brother, anybody. When you say don't, we'll say, why not? What's wrong? Now, all those questions will come. So, what Shankaracharya does is, Pratipaksha Bhavana. This is the method he uses. Pratipaksha Bhavana means looking at a situation from a different angle altogether. So, if my mind has to remain on of achieving the purpose of the stage of life, I must keep my mind away from certain distractions and not taking it away forcefully, but educating the mind to look at the situation from a different angle. You see, it is like this. Nobody stops you from smoking. You can go to shop and buy a pack of cigarette and smoke. And when you are grown up and your parents also cannot do anything. Right? I want to smoke. Oh, what's wrong with you? So when you are going and buying a pack of cigarettes, okay, when you get the pack, it is very clearly written there. Warning. Smoke can cause cancer. It's dangerous to your health. Why do they write this? What's the purpose? That you are committing a mistake, be aware of that. Is it that? Be aware that you are going to commit a mistake, but it's up to you. It's your own risk. The warning is given very clearly that it is subject to causing cancer. Now, in the same way, you must become aware of the consequence. So, overindulgence in anything can cause unwanted consequences. This one should be aware of. Therefore, Shankaracharya says, attraction is there, but at your stage when your mind has to be focused on studies, how to avoid this distraction. Therefore, he shows another angle of looking at it. On one angle, it is very attractive to look at the opposite sex, because our body is not like the other body. Our way of looking and is not their way of looking. The kind of appearance is not the appearance that I have. So there is always an attraction. Opposites attract. So then that's one angle. Another angle is to look at it how the consequences are going to be. So he says, Nari, women, stana, breast, sana bhara, nabhi desham. Looking at the breast, looking at the nabhi, meaning navel, etc. He just puts etc. there. Drishtva, seeing, maga, don't get into moha avesham, total delusion. He cannot be more straight than this. He says, women's body, when you look at it, it is attractive. No doubt about that. Not only human. A dog, a male dog looking at a female dog, you don't see any attraction in that. Do you see attractive female dog? Does a female dog more attractive than a male dog for you? From a male human perspective, another female human being may be attractive, not a female dog. From the dog's angle, a female dog is. We don't even know the difference between a female dog and a male dog unless we look at carefully. Look alike, it's the same only. Similarly, you look at an elephant getting attracted to the female elephant, or any other animal getting attracted to another female animal, a plant getting attracted to another plant, a bird getting attracted to the female bird. So, it is a physical conditioning that is there that gets attracted to another physical conditioning. Alright? So, therefore, here he says, when your mind is getting attracted in that way, to keep it in vigil, you must look at it from another angle. Every desire is like that only. From one angle, it is most desirable. From another angle, it is not as desirable. Sometimes it is dangerous. You understand the danger. As I said, once you know that cigarette smoking is good, but what will it cause? Cause you your health. Then you won't realize that, you be careful or you give up. Correct? And so is the smoking and everything else. So here he says, drishtva, seeing, maga moha vesham. What you should avoid is, let not your mind get completely engrossed in the delusion. Be aware. It is not like close your eyes and walk in this world. That's not what is being said. Or like Buddhism would say, kshanigam, shanigam, dukkam, dukkam. It's not like that. Don't close your eyes and walk. Don't hate it. Don't reject it. Don't censure it. Don't run away from it. Understand it. Be aware. That is the awareness Shankaracharya wants us to have. Be aware that that is the one way of looking at it. Why it is, he says in the next line, Etat, this one which you are looking at is Mamsavasadi Vikaram. It is nothing but modification of flesh. The modification of flesh in one particular way looks attractive. Huh? That is what you are looking at. It is just a modification of flesh which is attracting to you. Please understand, it's nothing but flesh. And open the one layer. What are the things inside? Gurudev used to say, we are all very well packaged, packaged filth. If the one first layer of package is gone, then what you see is only filth there. But Bhagavan made sure that we have a nice package here. Outside package, the skin and then a shape, etc. Once that is gone, and you will see all nothing but flesh and blood and urine and then bones and sinews and whatnot is there. I don't know how doctors will ever get married. The open, everything is nothing but flesh and blood and abundance and nothing. I mean, physical attraction and emotional, this is a different thing. But the physical attraction, what is that? It's only blood and bone and so, urine and filth and nothing but that thing, that's all there. So, etat mamsa vasadi vikaram manasi vichintaya. Think about it varam varam, punah punah, again and again. So, there may be a fancy of attraction in your mind, but in your mind you tell again, this is nothing but a modification of flesh. Nothing but external package deal. That is all it is. If you keep that mind, then it is balanced. It is not lopsided. It is not getting carried away. See, especially it is necessary for, as you said, the students. Because your purpose of at this life is to do well in your studies, to make sure that you use your time for gaining more skills and use your skills to excel yourself and all those things. At that time, do not get distracted by anything. So that is the purpose with which he is putting this verse here. Be aware of the possible pitfalls on your way and look at every situation from a different angle, and that is what is called pratipaksha bhavana, looking at from a different angle, the other side of the coin. Every coin has got both sides. One side alone, don't look at it. Another side is also there. Then you have a balanced view of life. So not negative, not censuring, as I said, not running away, not closing your eyes, but become more mature to look at it from a higher standpoint. Any questions on this? Yes? Anybody? Please type it, huh? Please type your questions. Those who are watching through Ustream do not have the chance to type, but those who are in this meeting, any meeting, can. Anybody has questions? Please. Manasi vichintaya varam varam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam. Niti Venkateswaran. Any questions? Mihir Kapadia. Any questions? Chandni. Questions? Nitin Sadras. Rubini. Any questions? Vignesh. Shivang. Everybody is so quiet. Alright, we'll go to the next one then. Another 2 seconds I will give you. 2 seconds to ask questions. Okay, I will not read your name. No questions? Alright, that's good. Somebody has asked, it looks like. Let us look. Okay. Hari Om Swamini. Rubini had an earlier question about how we can avoid stagnation of the mind. I didn't see it. Did she ask? Someone has asked. Okay, let us look at it. Where Lubini has asked. Now, how can we avoid stagnation of the mind? Sorry, I didn't look at it. Okay. So, how to avoid stagnation of the mind? Good. See, in my personal opinion, please consider that this is my personal opinion. You must keep something interesting going on in your life. I'm not talking about relationship. Huh? Something which you need to keep working on. Then only their mind will remain without stagnation. Stagnation comes to us when we find nothing interesting to do. Huh? Or something which is not, we are not finding it interesting to do at all. So when you find something is becoming a routine and something which is, does not challenge you, take something new and start challenging yourself. So that is why, people who learn music or learn languages, learn new skills, they are very fresh all the time. Why? Because they just spend their time in creating new network in their mind. So when you create a new interest or new challenges when you meet, you have to go beyond what you have already been. So the brain functions will be much more intense, and then it creates new network, new areas to work on. So mind stagnation is because of routine things. Oh, every day I have to do the same thing, this, and I have to go to do this, and I have to go for breakfast, and then I have to do this work and that work and this. So when you go on to the same routine, the mind will surely get stagnated. So find interesting to do every day. Something new, something new, something new. So then you will find your mind is always fresh. That's what Gurudev calls it as a fresh water flow. Constantly moving. So that is the way to keep your mind without stagnation. And also another thing is, find people around you who have interest in many things. So that you can talk to them, get new information, get to know new things. Unnecessarily this news and all this is a nuisance only. Unnecessarily give a negative use of life all the time. So whenever there is negative news, you just switch it off. And anybody who is talking negative, you just switch it off. I don't want to listen to this. Anything that gives positive outlook, something which makes you more creative, something gives you a challenge, something makes you go for something new to achieve, then the mind will remain, fresh and moving. That is important. In India they have taken this project of Clean Ganga project, right? And today I saw in the news, Supreme Court in India has asked the government, when are you going to finish this? Next term? So then they said, no, within next 4 years we will finish this. Because it's such a, similarly our mind also, it's like Ganges, so much of dirt. Constantly so much of things are going on in our mind, this and that. And so we must take a project of cleaning mind. Mind cleaning project. So mind cleaning project will take it up as our own project, a pet project. Anything negative comes, just leave it. It's not worth pursuing this. Anything, anger, jealousy, passion, greed, jealousy, intolerance, all those. So it's leave it. I don't want to entertain this anymore. So the mind should be kept fresh and free of all the possible pollutants. So then the mind won't be stagnant. When you hold on to a particular idea or particular thought and go on and on and on and on that thing without much improvement, then mind becomes so stagnant. You must know how to let go things. Chhod do isko. Maybe it is not useful, just chhod do. Leave it and get going. So that is one way of keeping your mind fresh, not stagnated. Okay. Any other question? We have 5 more minutes. Okay. Who is this? Should I tell the name? Is it okay?
They can see some. They can see.
Oh, all of them can see who wrote. Then I can say that. Chandni. Okay. Hariom Swamiji, so looking at attraction from a different angle makes sense at the individual level. But how do we apply this in a social setting with people who don't exactly understand this concept? How do we apply this in a social setting with people who don't exactly understand the concept? Now, let me understand your question clearly. When you have this angle of view, that saves you, right? But how would you like everybody around you to have the same view? They may not have the view. So please clarify that point. I do not understand. In a social setting means what? Your friend circle may not understand the way you are thinking. Is that what you mean? Chandni? Are you there? Chandni.
Somebody can
Yes.
ask the question meanwhile. So one of the views of looking at it is what you just explained, that it is just flesh. Is there a positive way of also looking at it? I mean, a third view.
Third view of looking at the same thing. I do not know what else can be said.
That allows you not to be attracted to everybody, right?
Okay, that's what I mean, she says. How do you explain to others? Okay. So, you can explain to others only when you are convinced. Correct or not? Are you convinced about this point of view? If it is yes, start with yourself. See, it is very difficult to convince others unless they are ready to, change or listen to you. Now, first of all, I should be clear. I should be clear about, okay, there is another view of looking at it, another way of looking at it. And when I look at it that way, I am less agitated, less disturbed. Right? So others may not, because they may not be mature enough to understand that, or they do not want to look at it that way. And they say, oh, it's a natural attraction, why should I disturb that? Right? Those things are all there. I think, the spiritual path, it is a path for oneself only. Once you move into this path and then find a greater peace and joy in living that, because you are living so happily, joyfully in that path, others will naturally get attracted to find out why you are or what you are. It is pretty much a waste of time, I would say. You trying to explain to others what your angle of view. They say, अच्छा आप तो चिन्मयास मिशन जा रहे हो, तो इसलिए ऐसा हो गया आपका दिमाग. So they will say that your mind has become like this because you're going to listen to Swami and all those things. वो आसामी को छोड़ दो. So that kind of people are also there. So but we must have an open mind. So we must look at it, possible different views, and then come to an understanding. It's very hard to try to explain to others unless they are, as I said, mature enough to look at the way you look at it. Because at that stage they want some entertainment, some this thing, so they will get going with that. And see, there's nothing wrong. You can also go for some social gathering and hang out, etc. But make sure that you don't get caught in that. Because then your primary purpose of you being there in a university and everything will get disturbed by that. So that's what I'm saying. Later on, as I said, as you grow up to the next stage of life, you have to get into the family, and then so many other things will come anyway. So at this point, this is the safeguard, a security that you give to yourself. For you to become secure from these distractions, you may have to do that carefully. Okay. All right. So we have come to the end of today's session, 8:30. So thanks for joining us in this session. And it is there in our Ustream. It is recorded. So please tell those people who could not join in, if they want to listen to it, they can do so by going to chinmayachannel.com, and there you can listen to the recorded version. Or you yourself want to go back and listen, you can do that. Okay. Okay, Khyati Bhatt is asked, what type of filter one should use to keep debris from his or her mind? What kind of filter? Filter of correct knowledge. Filter it all the time. Sieve it. So, correct understanding is the most effective way of filtering all unwanted thoughts. Because the world will constantly throw in so many things. It is like, you watch TV news, and then when all the things that they are talking about is only killing here, murder here, war there, and agitation here, you have all the option to switch off or change your channel. Right? So in the same way, you shut off yourself from negative influences. Just close yourself. I don't want to listen to all these things. So your mind should be prepared, and you must know when to switch on and switch off. Once you get the technique of that, then you will not be unnecessarily, subject to all these negativities. Badram karne vishruniyama devaha, badram pashyema akshavirya jatraha. So, may I listen to what is auspicious, may I see what is auspicious. If it is not auspicious, it is suspicious. So when you are suspicious about what's possible danger there, then cut it off. Okay. Alright. So, one announcement I have here, that is we have a camp that is coming up in the Memorial Day weekend in between North and South California. Yes. So that is Memorial Day Weekend Camp 2015. So you can join us. More details will be available very soon. Alright. So that is going to be in the last week of May. This is being organized by Chinmaya Mission, Los Angeles, California. So it's a staying in camp for 2 nights or 3 nights? 2 nights.
3 nights.
3 nights. So more details will be given to you or sent to you soon. Alright. Okay. Next class, let me look at the February 11th. February. Okay, February 11th.
Can we do that? Because next week is...
February 11th is most likely the next session. Okay. That is Wednesday, February 11th. Thank you. Hari Om. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyat Dukkha Bhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Happy Sankranti to all of you and all those Tamil children. Pongal. Happy Pongal to all of you. Happy Sankranti. The sun is moving in the northern direction from today onwards, and that's a very auspicious time of the year from now on. Okay, start doing good things from today. Not that you're not doing, but start doing consciously. Take some resolve to do good things. Thank you. Hari Om.